Hey guys, Brian's Man Cave here. This is a video I just was debating on doing because it's kind of a personal thing, and I try to keep my channel to be a lot more positive and want to talk about all the great stuff. But this one really hit me hard, and I've been debating on whether I should talk about it and who I should talk about it with. I thought let's just throw it out there. So the other day I got an email uh, that I found out that a friend of mine that I grew up with, my best friend, we were neighbors. He just recently passed away on a trip. Um, I don't have all the details. I don't know what's going on. But it just made me think about all of the times I spent with him when I was a child, all my memories of playing video games. In fact, a lot of the times when I share stories on my channel about games and just memories that I have of playing games and on the Commodore 64, on the Intellivision, almost every one of those memories, he was in that. He was with me, beside me, playing those games. Both him and his sister actually. Um, we were next door neighbors. He lived in the house next door to me. I knew him his entire, well, like from the point he was born. I'm a lot older than he is, but I got to see him when he was born, and eventually when he was old enough to start playing games and stuff, and we became best friends. We did a lot of stuff together, and we shared a lot of retro gaming memories. We did a lot of stuff together that all throughout the entire time of playing video games in my youth. I mean, like I said, starting with the Intellivision, we used to play boxing together. We used to play all the games on the Intellivision together. The Commodore 64, he had one, I had one. He didn't have an Intellivision, but, he ended up getting the Commodore 64 around the same time that I got mine. And so we were always at each other's house playing on the Commodore 64 and, playing these games. And I always remember every time he came home, if he had a new game, because he always seemed to be the one to get the new games. He came home. He's like, "Oh, I got RoboCop. Oh, now I got Rambo, and now I got the Predator." And I was like, "Wow, run over next door," and we'd be playing it right away. He ended up actually getting an Atari 7800. I remember his mom won it in a contest, and I didn't even know what it was at the time. I was like, "What's an Atari 7800?" At that time, I didn't even have any Atari systems myself. I had just my Intellivision and my Commodore 64. And so, he got the 7800. It came with, what is it, pole position 2. And so, yeah, we were playing that a little bit too. We had a lot of fun. And of course, when the Nintendo came out, I got my Nintendo, he got his Nintendo. We were playing games together. It was one of those things where why I think about the whole retro scene, why I'm into retro gaming, why I play video games, why I like the old style video games, because of the memories. The nostalgia, I guess, if you want to call it that, but it's more for the memories. Every time I play a game from that I used to play in my youth, I always like to sit there and think about how we would play two-player games together, or we would both be trying to figure out a game at the same time and trying to figure out how to complete it. Sharing notes on whatever, whether it be impossible mission on the Commodore, or just stuff like that. Just so many great memories flood in, and I think that's what I really truly like about retro gaming. In fact, before this happened, I had another topic in mind. I was going to do a video talking about who is a retro gamer, which I probably still will do. It's kind of like sort of in a response to a video that came out from another YouTuber. But when I got the news, I mean, I couldn't even think. The thing is, the thing that troubles me the most is that it's not that I lost the memories kind of thing, but the fact is that after probably about, I don't know, around high school time, I moved out. Eventually, he moved out where they lived. They moved a little bit further away, and we kind of lost touch. I didn't really actually get to talk to him again until sometime in the mid '90s, and I remember my family is good friends with their family, always has been, still are, and I remember we went to his house, and he was showing me some of his, I think it was Super Nintendo. I don't know, maybe it could have been Nintendo 64. It's kind of blurry. The '90s were blurry for me. I don't know why. I don't remember much of the '90s and early 2000s, but I remember looking through his games, and he still played, but I don't think he was too much into gaming anymore. I think it was just kind of a thing that he just, a lot of people, they're not really heavily into this stuff. They just have them. And I think he had his games, but he was more interested in going out and hanging out with his friends and stuff, and that's cool. And after that, we just kind of never really touched base. I mean, it's not until around Facebook, when you start to find friends on Facebook, and I don't know how I ended up getting connected. I got first connected with his sister, which I was always friends with. I was friends with her long before he was born, so and we did a lot of stuff together. But yeah, so connecting with him on Facebook, and then I saw him, and I'm like, whoa, there he is, all grown up. He's a man now. I always have him in my head as being this little kid, like he was, I think he was like 6 years younger than me. And so I was just, it was weird seeing him like that. And I kind of always felt like I needed to reconnect with him at some point. I kind of wanted to. I thought, there's going to be a time when, I don't know when or how, but we're going to have to like catch up. And I ended up seeing his father a few times at car shows, because his father's into cars. He's into like classic, European cars. But anyways, yeah, so I met him at a car show, and then, I've talked to his father a few times. His parents came to my father's funeral, so they're really close family friends, and they always have been. And so I always thought, I'm going to get to reconnect with him again one day. I looked at his Facebook page, and I saw that he was, he liked to go on a lot of trips, and he was active with his wife, and they were doing a lot of fun stuff. And, so there's a big chunk of him I don't know. But everything I do know, it's all connected to, just the video game memories. Toys, too. I mean, we played a lot of toys. Of course, we were kids. We played with, he liked He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers, all the same toys I liked. Although I wasn't really too much into He-Man, but we did play a lot of G.I. Joe, Lego, and, all the stuff that, again, it's still a lot of memories and nostalgia for me. And it just, I guess what I'm trying to get at is you kind of have to, if you have connections with people, don't wait too long if you want to reunite with them. Try and connect, because you never know. You just never know. Like, you don't expect somebody that young to just, leave this earth. And, that it's a shame. It's a shame. And I was talking to his sister on Facebook, and I said, it's a shame I never got to know him in his adult life. And she told me that he became a really great guy. He was really funny kind of guy. He was really great to hang out with. Everybody liked him. And so, there's this portion of his life that I just didn't get to learn. But I still got my memories, my video game memories. And every time I think about certain games, I always think about them. And, yeah, it's just, even the game Rags to Riches that I used to play all the time on the Commodore 64, and then I got them into it, and we were playing it all the time. And in fact, I even programmed a version of it for the Intellivision, which should be coming out, I hope, this year. And I'm thinking maybe I can, dedicate that game to him, because, I know we had a lot of fun with that game, and it's just, yeah. So anyways, yeah, sorry for the bummer of a video. I didn't mean to, to make this more sappier than it probably came out to be. It's been on my mind, and I just wanted to share the correlation, and I'm sure a lot of you people that are watching this, because, typically people watching my channel, they're into the classic video games, and they probably have their own memories, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to share their memories, and I'd like to hear that. Put it down in the comments. Let me know about any of your retro gaming memories of, friends, family members that you kind of relate, or you know, connect back. And, you know, I always like to hear it. Just throw it down there. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully I'll have some more content that's not such a bummer next time. And, you know, like I said, I do have a topic that's in mind, and I'll probably do that one next. And I have a couple of games I want to talk about anyway. So anyways, yeah, sorry for the video, but it's been on my mind and I had to share it. Anyways, let me know what you think. Throw some comments down below. I hope you subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.